Dan is ready to go. SB has the ready. Count it down for game number 1 of the final Division 1A in 3, 2, 1 Tetris. Playing very high up. Hangarang on the L, man. And that's going to do it. He's looking at it like, okay, what am I supposed to do? I got distracted because I didn't have no white bat audio. Is bored again for Dan. He's going to hang the S, and that's it. He's done. And SV's going to take another one that quickly. 3,000 points. Oh, but the Hangarang S is brutal. Daniel, the left side's going to be inaccessible, and it's over for him. His playoff run won't even happen. He's not going to make it.
Moment. There we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Because hello, Vandy. I suppose because it's the last day, people can submit matches and everybody has been put them in now. The Americans playing early morning. I mean, I think Doge last week had to play like at 7 a.m. his time, so it happens. So far Tetris Rich player, clean stacks, and another Tetris. Yeah, availability is kind of a drama in city whatevers. Anything to click Tetris, you have to deal with players in different time zones, different schedules, different lives. Daniel. That's ZenV. I'm so tired. I didn't realize this is a ZenV, not Dengler. Yeah, it might have been Dengler being awake at 7 a.m. Well, 9 a.m. It's already central. It's central. CTL. Tetris for Dengler. Dengler at 136 so far. No burns from him. Myles going for a couple burns. So things are getting in favor of Dengler right now, as Myles having a bit of a unstable board getting a Tetris. I said I had cut ramen and 2 biscuit sandwiches for breakfast. I have some paella from Friday that I should. It's refrigerated, don't mind me, but I have to eat it hopefully today. Just had lunch actually, and Randy, yeah, it's already. I don't know how to do basic math this time. 12 p.m. in Britain. Oh, Tetris for Dengler. Dengler at 212. Myles at 150. Myles has been struggling a little bit after the first couple Tetrises. Of course he did, Mari. Tetris for both Myles at 176. Dengler at 258, Tetris for Myles and Dengler, 199 for Myles, 280 for Dengler. We're approaching the midpoint. I'm sure. I've been thinking of getting like a rice cooker. I mean, rice is pretty common here to have. I mean, that's technically counts as cooking it. I mean, using the rice cooker. Because there are people that they use like instant rice, and that I suppose that should be like illegal among like Asian people. But rice cookers are goated. I'm thinking of getting one. Right now we got Dengler at 316, Myles at 268, as we are now in the second half of the level. The thing is, I have very little space, and I don't eat that much rice. I mean, rice is pretty common here. People have it like every day, but I don't like it as much. Especially like the way that rice is made here is a bit tougher, and what is it like? Not tougher, but I don't know. It feels like it fills you up more quickly than the Asian way, I guess. Myles right now 319, Dengler at 349, and we are in a drought, but finally the number comes. 342 for Myles, 374 for Dengler. Myles doing a very nice recovery, just under Tetris and a half behind Dengler now. Myles is ready at 366, Tetris for Dengler at 419, Myles is ready, Tetris for Myles, 389. Dengler is gonna get Tetris, same for Myles, 414 for Myles, Tetris for Dengler, 465. So 2 Tetrises and change lead for Dengler, but Myles gonna catch up, getting a Tetris to 437. Dengler is still building. Dengler going for some burns. At 465, Myles at 437, Myles is ready. Tetris for Dengler, Dengler at 489, Myles at 437. Hello deck. Tetris for Myles 461, Dengler at 511. Tetris for Myles 484. We're now approaching transition. Dengler has 14 lines to go. Same for Myles, 534 for Dengler, 484 for Myles. Tetris for Myles 507. Dengler is ready. Tetris for Dengler. Dengler right now at 121. Myles at 507. Myles is ready. Dengler is setting up. Tetris for both, and 534 Myles, 581 for Dengler. Both players with room for up to 2 more Tetrises. Dengler has a double G dependency, so things are get a little bit spicy. Myles is in a dig, so only will be able to get 1 more Tetris with the current stack. Tetris for Dengler 603, Myles at 532. Dengler going for some burns. Looks like he will have to burn to transition. A bit of high stack transition at 604. Still a strong game from Dengler. Tetris for Myles 558 transition. Dengler is having to dig a little bit here. A single and another for Dengler. Dengler at 615. Myles 608. The game became pretty close as Dengler had to go into a dig, but Myles is also not quite in his current position. Myles going for the dirty Tetris pretty quickly. 634 takes the lead for the very first time. 635 for the Myles, 622 for Dengler. Dengler is still in the dig. Dengler might go for a dirty. He's Tetris ready. Tetris for Myles, 662. Ooh, Dengler had to undo the Tetris ready board and only go for a triple. 632 for Dengler, 662 for Myles. Myles is ready. Oh, Myles couldn't get the yell over. This is getting dangerous for Myles. Myles needs to start burning. Needs a Lombard urgently. Gets a Lombard, helps him a little bit, but still needs to open a well. Oh my goodness, looking pretty rough for Myles. Myles at 669. Dengler at 665, recovering. Myles gets the Lombard over, still alive. Oh, the Lombard doesn't go over. Myles in trouble. Needs to open the well and get a nice sequence of Lombard. Gets a Lombard. And now needs a Lombard all the way to the left. Couldn't get it. Topping out at 682. Chase down for Dengler to 683 to take this. So still not over. Dengler gets the well open. Gets a double. Still trying to chase this down to 683. Hello deck. Good morning. 683. The score to get for Dengler. Almost there. And 1 more burn. And he's taking game number 1. GG. 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. And players rough. We got a Tetris for Myles and Dengler. Myles in the lead by 2 push them points and gets a Tetris. So both players even at 45, and another Tetris to 68. Clean stacks all around. Myles right now at 68, Dengler at 68 as well. Just a 2 push them points lead. Tetris for both, 91, so no burns for either player. Myles is gonna go for the Vits. Dengler is building around the board, and they are both Tetris ready now. Tetris for Dengler. Myles gets a Tetris as well, 114 each. No burns, and looks like Myles will set up the first burn of the game. Myles is getting the burn and then the Tetris to 137. Dengler did the same. So these players are tied very much, separated by 2 points. Myles right now at 137, Dengler at 139. Myles is ready. Tetris for Myles, 160. Tetris for Dengler, 162. Tetris for Dengler, Tetris for Myles. They're just separated by a small fraction of a Tetris right now. Very, very close game. Let me just read my... Dengler and Myles going to some complications. Tetris for Myles in the lead at 251. Dengler at 213, trying to clean up. Needs a J. J is not coming. Uses the long board instead, so he keeps burning. Tetris ready. Myles with a very unstable board, but trying to get that well in column 7 open. Gets it open. Now has another dependency to deal with. Not Tetris ready in either stage. He's Tetris ready finally, but oh, he's gonna go for cleanup first. He's ready at 263, Dengler at 260, so this is a very close one. Ooh, Dengler. Oh, Dengler with an overshift is looking dangerous for Dengler out of sudden. Dengler is lowering his stack, and he's taking things back in control. That was a very dangerous situation for a second there. Lombard comes for a Tetris for both players. 292 for both players. Tetris for Dengler. Dengler at 315. So, and Myles matched that score. So this is a very close one again. Fractions of a Tetris separating the players. 316 for Myles and 338 for Dengler. Dengler is ready. Myles is ready. Tetris for Dengler. Myles is having a pile of Lombards all the way to the left and gets a Tetris. 340. Dengler at 361, Myles is ready, Dengler is setting up, Dengler is ready, Tetris for Myles, Myles at 363, Dengler at 361, so 2 Tetris separating the players currently, and Dengler just got some push-down points to get that edge. So Dengler right now at 384, Myles at 364, Myles is getting the Tetris to 386, Dengler at 384, Tetris for Myles, Tetris for Dengler, 409, separated by just a fraction of a line. Oh my goodness, of a single. That's what I meant to say. They are separated by 401 points right now. Tetris for Myles, 455. Dengler going for the Z spin and getting a clean stack to get the Tetris to 454. 406 points separating the players as we are about to reach 100 lines. Tetris for both, 478 for Myles, 477 for Dengler. Oh my goodness. These players playing so close to each other. Myles doing some pretty nice adjustments to keep things clean. Dengler with a Tetris, Myles with a Tetris, 500 points each, 500,000 points each. Tetris for Myles, Myles at 523, Dengler at 500. Transition is approaching. Tetris for Dengler, Dengler has 20 lines to go, Myles has 19. Myles is ready, Dengler is ready. The players waiting for a Lombard. Tetris for Dengler, Dengler at 546, Myles at 546 as well. Very, very close game as we are approaching transition. Tetris for Myles taking the lead, but Dengler response. Dengler still behind though. Dengler at 568, Myles at 570. Tetris for Dengler taking the lead, 591. Then Myles is gonna go for some burns to keep things clean. There's the Tetris for Myles. Transition coming. The next Tetris for Myles. Dengler still has room for 2 more Tetrises. Myles is 596, Dengler 591, Tetris for Dengler taking the lead, 614. Myles transitions at 598, Dengler has room for 1 more Tetris. So another 600k transition for Dengler in a row. Myles is ready, getting the Tetris to 625, Dengler is ready at 638. Dengler is gonna go for a triple arrow safety, gets a Tetris, that's for Myles as well, 654. Dengler, Myles 693 for Dengler. So Dengler maintaining the lead for by a Tetris Unchange. Myles is ready. Tetris for Dengler. Dengler at 6, 7, 18. Myles misses a miss, been having to burn a couple more lines. That gets attached to 713. Dengler remains in the lead at 744. Waiting for a Lombard though, needs to be very careful. Blocked the well as Lombard came, so he has to wait for yet another. Dengler at 747 gets a Tetris to 773. Myles at 741. Tetris for Myles, Tetris for Dengler. 801 for Dengler and 869 for Myles. Hey now, Tetris for Dengler, Tetris for Myles. Dengler expanding his lead further at 856, Tetris for Myles, 826. So Tetris Unchained separating the players right now, just barely over Tetris. 854, 858 for Dengler and 829 for Myles. Myles' Tetris ready. Dengler is building. Tetris for Myles. Myles at 859, Dengler at 861. Tetris for Dengler, Dengler at 893, Myles at 860. Tetris for Myles, Myles at 893, Dengler at 893. These players are playing close to each other. Myles pulling ahead for a second there, but Dengler takes the lead back. 927 for Dengler, 926 for Myles, Tetris for Dengler, 958. This is intense all the way through. Tetris for Dengler, 989, about to max out. He might go into the max out, into the kill, into level 26. Myles at 928, waiting for the long bar. Myles playing a bit high, Dengler as well. This is a drought for both players. Tetris for Myles, Myles at 965. Dengler getting to level 26 at 996. Myles and Dengler, Tetris ready. Tetris for Dengler getting the max out, and then Myles gets his as well. 1,003,000 and a Tetris for Myles, 1,036,000. Tetris for Dengler, 1,064,000. So less than a Tetris separating them. Tetris for Dengler, 1,098,000. Tetris for Myles, 1,071,000. It's gonna be a pretty intense game into the kill screen by the looks of it, that both players are clean and ready for it. Looks like Myles is already two Tetris left before transition. Has two Tetris left before transition to 29. Dengler has 2 Tetris left. Tetris for Myles, Myles at 1,141,000. Dengler at 1,175,000. Tetris for Dengler. Tetris for Myles, Myles gets into the kill screen at 1,178,000. Dengler at 1,200,000 already. Dengler 1,247,000. Such an efficient game from Dengler. Myles and Dengler head to head. Less than a Tetris separating them right now. Myles with a slight lead at 1,263,000. Tetris for Dengler 1,300,000. So this is a very, very close game throughout. Myles and Dengler trying to survive through the kill screen. Dengler with some complications. Myles playing it low, playing it safe. 1,309,000 for Dengler, 1,283,000 for Myles. Ooh, Myles couldn't get the L over. Needs a lumber with kind of urgently. He's gonna try to lower the stack to make it less dependent. He couldn't get the J over, but gets this J this time around. We have Myles at 1,303,000, Dengler at 1,366,000. So Myles needs to ramp up the game as Dengler has the score and pace lead right now. Dengler status ready, getting a Tetris to 1,410,000. Ooh, a bit of a misdrop from Dengler. He's getting high from Dengler. A couple more misdrops and he couldn't get the number over, topping out at 1,410,000. So Myles, he has chased down again. 1,411,000. So less than a Tetris, and that Tetris will do it. 1,420,000. Hey now. And Myles takes game number 2 with both 1.4 million. That's a very, very good game for game number 2. And yeah, he is. Let's go for game number 3 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And we're off. Dengler and Myles are setting up some similar but yet different placements. Tetris for Myles getting the first Tetris. Dengler just got ready. He's gonna go for a burn and try to get ready. Tetris for Dengler. Dengler at 23,000. Myles at 22. Dengler is ready. Tetris for Dengler. Dengler at 46. Tetris for Myles 46. So both players are tied right now. Tetris for Dengler at 69. Hey now, Myles is ready. Myles at 46 gets a lumber, gets a Tetris. Oh, alright. So I suppose we can remove the match. Coming up. Okay, thank you. So this is going to be the single match we're gonna have this morning. Seems that Heist and Silly Shark have scheduled. Dengler in the lead at 115, Myles 114. I suppose, well, I'm gonna have a match in about an hour myself, so I guess we are gonna finish this one and I will get ready for my match. We're very large at TNP. Dengler at 161 in the lead. Tetris for Myles 163 taking the lead. So yeah, these players are pretty evenly matched so far. We have a tied match. Nice adjustment for the T-spin from Dengler. Tetris for Dengler. Dengler at 164. Myles at 186. Tetris for Dengler 1207 taking the lead. Tetris for Myles. Myles at 209. Tetris for Dengler 230. So pretty neck and neck game we're having. Myles is setting up. He's ready. Tetris for Myles. Myles at 232. Dengler at 230. Tetris for both. 254 for Myles, 253 for Dengler. They're separated by a double pretty much, so the pace is identical. 254 for Myles, 275 for Dengler. Tetris for Myles taking the lead, 277, still separated by a double. Tetris for Dengler, Dengler at 298, Tetris for Myles, 300. Dengler is ready, Myles is ready, Tetris for Dengler, Dengler at 321, Myles at 301, Tetris for Myles, 324, Dengler at 321. So paces are pretty similar. 300 Tetris for Dengler, Tetris for Myles, Myles in the lead at 346, Dengler at 344. Tetris for Dengler taking the lead, 367, Myles at 346, Tetris ready. We are now in the second half of the level. Tetris for Myles, 369. Hey, now very efficient games. Tetris for Myles, 392. Dengler at 367. Tetris for Dengler, 389. Myles at 392. Tetris for Myles, 415. Dengler at 389. Tetris for Dengler. Dengler taking the lead, not quite. 413 for Dengler, 415 for Myles. So Myles still with a slight lead of a double. There is a single for Dengler. Tetris for Myles. Myles at 438. Dengler at 414. Tetris for Myles. Tetris for Dengler. Dengler at 437. Yeah, Dengler's 18 is unreal indeed with such high efficiencies. He looks like he wants to keep the 600k transitions back to back. Well, back 3 back as they call it. Tetris for Dengler, Dengler at 487, Myles at 484, so very close one. Myles gets a Tetris to 507, Dengler at 487 is ready. Myles playing a bit high and he's gonna go for a couple burns. Tetris for Myles, Tetris for Dengler. Myles gets another Tetris to 553, Dengler at 509, nice 5 below from Dengler, and he is ready. Tetris for Dengler, Dengler at 532. Myles at 553. Dengler is setting up. Myles is holding for a couple burns. Tetris for Myles, Myles at 581. Dengler at 556. Tetris for Myles, Myles at 603. Dengler at 556. Weathering a little bit that drought. Myles already getting pretty ahead in lines. Tetris for Dengler, 18 lines to go before transition. Myles has 13. Tetris for Dengler, 602 catching up. So we're gonna have yet another 600k transition from both players. 2 for Myles, 3 for Dengler. Myles, however, running into some trouble going for a dirty Tetris setup. He got the burn and he's getting the Tetris to 630. Dengler at 648. Triple dirt for Myles, 633. Dengler at 648. Dengler with room for one more Tetris transition at 635 or 634 for Myles. Tetris for Myles 660. Dengler hanging on and trying to get that transition at 695. Very high transition here from Dengler. Tetris for Dengler 719. Myles at 685. So Myles has to look good, make sure he can keep up with Dengler. Double there for Myles to get ready. Tetris for Dengler 744. Tetris for Myles 713. Myles and Dengler playing a bit high here. Dengler trying to go for a couple burns to keep clean. Tetris for Myles taking the lead 767. Tetris for Dengler taking the lead back, but Myles takes it back again. Although Myles is already 2 levels ahead. Tetris for Dengler 800. Tetris for Dengler 827. Tetris for Myles 822. Very close game score wise, but Myles needs to keep up the efficiency that Dengler is pulling. 854 for Dengler, Myles at 850. Dengler gets another Tetris to 882. Myles at 850, waiting for the lumbar. Lombard taking a bit, but there is Lombard for Myles, Tetris for Dengler, 879 for Myles, 910 for Dengler, Tetris for Myles, 908. Dengler with a double flip. Dengler needs to be careful, get some good burns to try to get things clean. Tetris for Myles, taking the lead at 938. Dengler goes for a triple out of safety, and there's the Tetris. Myles misses the S spin, needs an L. Dengler right now at 948. Tetris for Dengler, Myles at 944. Tetris for Dengler at 978. Tetris for Myles 975. And the max out in level 25 from Myles at 1,000,006. Dengler has room for one more Tetris for the 24 level 24 Tetris, but it gets too dangerous. But he's going for it. 1,010,000 for Dengler in level 24. Myles at 1,070,000, still in the lead as Dengler is having to burn some lines to get things clean. Dengler, couldn't get a J on time, so he's gonna have to burn a little bit more. Dengler at 1,020,000, Myles 1,076,000. So Myles and Dengler pretty close score-wise. Dengler is slowing down a little bit due to all this burning, but he's getting some good pieces to get out of this. 1,034,000 Dengler, Tetris for Myles, 1,116,000. So Myles remains in the lead, and Dengler has caught up in lines. 1,069,000 for Dengler. Hey now. Myles at 1,116,000, so Myles remains in the lead. Tetris for Myles, 1,151,000. Tetris for Dengler, 1,103,000. Tetris for Myles, 1,186,000. Dengler at 1,103,000. He's gonna go for a couple tucks. He's ready. Waiting for the Lombard. 1,191,000 for Myles. Myles is gonna get to do the kill screen with 1,200,000. Tetris for Dengler, 1,172,000. So pace-wise, Myles still behind Dengler, but Myles remains in the score lead. Oh, Myles missing the L again. This is looking dangerous. He needs a Lombard. Myles in trouble, getting the Tetris to 1,246,000. Dengler reaches the kill screen at 1,216,000. So Myles in a very rough board position as Dengler is playing it safe at 1,222,000, getting pretty close. Myles at 1,260,000. Dengler 1,226,000. Tetris for Dengler 1,263,000, getting pretty close. Myles is clean, 1,270,000. Dengler takes the lead, 1,274,000. Myles needs to get a Lombard all the way over. Oh, couldn't get it, and he is done at 2,274,000. Dengler at 1,315,000 is already good for game number 3, and he's at match point. GG. Let's give the point to Dengler. It looks like Dengler wants to get a 101.4. He's there. Could he get a rollover? He could easily get a rollover. He keeps a clean game. Yeah, the rollover is imminent. Oh, pretty risky play there from Dengler. It looks like he's done before the rollover, but still a win. 4 in 4. Wow, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Game's off. Both players have started, and everything looks good. So I just started looking pretty similar actually. Although Myles preferred to win for the left first. Dengler is filling it out just now, and Myles is ready. Tetris is ready. Dengler went for a burn. Dengler is ready. Myles is ready. They just need the Lombard. Tetris for Myles. Tetris for Dengler. Dengler with a slight lead by virtue of getting the push down, the burn at the beginning. Ooh, Dengler with a bit of a messy board early on. Lots of weight on top of that well in column 8. So this is an opportunity for Myles to start being in the lead as he hasn't burned any lines. Myles at 68, Dengler at 25, Tetris for Myles 91, Dengler 28, getting Tetris ready right now, and there's the Tetris for Dengler. Myles dependent on a J that is not coming, so there he goes, and now he's starting to clean up. That Lombard is gonna prevent him from getting as precise burns as he needs, but he's gonna go for a dirty setup. Ooh, pretty risky play here from Myles as the Lombard is not coming. There he goes. Dirty Tetris from Myles, 118. Dengler at 78. So Dengler has been catching up. Myles is ready. Dengler is ready. Dengler right now at 81 is gonna get a Tetris. The 104 Tetris for Myles, 143. Get my maths. Tetris for Dengler, 126. Myles at 166. Dengler is building, and Myles is getting his well open Tetris for Dengler, 149. Myles waiting for the long bar as he couldn't use the one he put on the left. Okay, he's getting another 190 for Myles, 172 for Dengler. Tetris for Myles, Myles at 215, Dengler at 172. Myles is setting up. Tetris for Dengler, Tetris for Myles. 238 for Myles, 261 for Myles, 196 for Dengler. Dengler's falling behind a little bit, but he keeps a clean board, so he might be able to catch up again soon. Dengler is Tetris ready, Myles is ready as well. Tetris for Dengler, Dengler at 241, Dengler at 264, took the lead for a second, but Myles takes it back with the Tetris to 284. Myles with a T-spin setup. He just needs the T to spin, but no T has shown up yet. He decides to burn that down. Oh, Myles with a bit of a misdrop. Not sure that wasn't that zipline was intentional. Good result. Okay, there's a T-spin from Myles at 289. Dengler at 287. Tetris for Myles and Dengler 310 for Dengler 312 for Myles. Myles having a bit of a rough sequence here. Myles is going to lose the lead to Dengler, who's going to get attached to 332. Myles still trying to get himself ready, going for that dirty column 9. He's ready, and there's the Tetris for Myles. Myles at 338. Dengler 355, already expanding his lead. Myles right now at 342. Dengler at 356. Tetris for Dengler. Dengler at 379. Myles at 365. Nice stuck there from Myles. Myles at 366. Dengler at 402. Myles only good for a double with the current stack. Checking his hand. He gets the double, gets back to the right well. 372 for Myles. 324 for Dengler. So 2 Tetris separating the players already. And Dengler is maintaining a clean stack. 424 for Dengler, getting a Tetris to 447. Myles at 373. Myles gets a Tetris to 396. Tetris for Dengler to 470. Very high efficiency game again from Dengler. Dengler is ready. Myles gets an interesting J-spin and keeps the well open. Tetris for Myles and another one. Dengler remains in the lead at 494, then Myles at 444. Dengler is ready. Tetris for both. Dengler at 516 and another one to 539 and another one to 562. Dengler at 562, Myles at 490. So 3 Tetris is separating the plays right now. Dengler is needing to fill in the left side. He uses the lone bar. Tetris ready. It's a J, goes for the Tetris first, and then fills in the dependency. Dengler right now at 585, Myles at 513. Transition is approaching. Myles has 4 lines left before transition. Dengler has 7, 608, so 4th, potentially, transition, 600k transition from Dengler. Very high efficiency play from Dengler. Dengler need an L. Transition is approaching though, so he has to be very careful. 610 the current score for Dengler. Myles at 543, so Dengler had to slow down. Transition at 614, getting the well opened, and now needs to. Ooh, that's getting very dangerous for Dengler. Dengler has a hole in column 7 that will prevent him to get immediately clean, but he is ready again. Tetris for Dengler. Myles misses the 5 tap for that L again. It's been his trouble throughout the last 3 games or so. The actual game number 1 had a similar issue, if I'm not mistaken. But Dengler remains in the lead at 671, getting the Tetris to 698. Myles at 605, trying to catch up, but his stack not letting him get Tetris just yet. Dengler is Lombard dependent in column 5. Dengler is gonna go for a dirty Tetris setup. He's ready. He's gonna burn some more as the Lombard is taking a bit to come. He decides to just burn it down as the Lombard is not coming yet. The Lombard is not coming still, so players need to be very careful. Dengler at 709, Myles at 646, Tetris for Dengler. Dengler at 739, Myles at 646. Myles Tetris ready, getting the Tetris to 676. So 2 Tetrises and change separating the players still. Myles trying to get clean. Dengler having a pretty unstable board. Makes some very quick decisions to keep things clean. But blocks the well again, so he has to be careful. Tetris ready at 748. Then Myles gets Tetris to 713. Dengler at 755. Tetris for Dengler. Dengler at 740.85. Myles at 720. Tetris for Dengler. Dengler at 816. Myles at 723. So Dengler being a pretty strong lead of 3 Tetris and change. Almost 100,000 points. Tetris for Dengler. Dengler at 848. Tetris for Dengler at 880. Myles at 725. Oh, Dengler misses the S-spin. We'll see what he decides to do. Looks like he might set up for row 2. He's ready. Dengler is gonna get a Tetris to 913. Myles at 790. Tetris for Myles at 823. Dengler playing from row 2 still, getting his well opened. Tetris ready. He's gonna burn some more, gets a Tetris, and now starts cleaning up at 950. Tetris for Myles, 856. Myles is getting his well open, trying to get ready. Tetris for Myles, 892. Tetris for Dengler, 986. Myles and Dengler are still at it. 3 Tetrises and change. I think that 2 Tetrises and change at this point. 3 Tetrises and change right now. 1,021,000 with the max out from Dengler. Myles might not be able to get the max right now before 29, but he's trying to keep it clean and ready. 929 for Myles, 1,057,000 for Dengler. Dengler just being in such a high efficiency game. So Myles needs to play the longer game, reaching the kill screen with a max out. He barely got it. And Myles and Dengler at 9,062,000 getting a Tetris to 1,098,000 into the kill screen. Myles and Dengler playing it out for through these 929 speeds. Dengler with a clear stack. Oh, Myles missing the fight up. He needs a Lombard urgently. He's on trouble. He's unable to get it as the draw was building, topping at 1,017,000. So Dengler with 1,151,000 already good for game number 4 and the match. GG. Very strong game from Dengler. So, congratulations, Noah, Dengler. Let me just get the CTL scoreboard. This was Division 1B. Dengler is advancing into the promotion playoff after defeating Myles 3-1. Congratulations, Dengler. Let's see if he can get the rollover this time around. Still able to, I believe. But he's playing a bit high. Oh, the Lombard. Yeah, he's done. Winning 1.3 nonetheless. Congratulations, Noah. Let's feature you on the winner scene. Let me just rotate you. I'm gonna put you like this. It's gonna be a bit scuffed because you're rotated. But you were the winner. Congratulations, Noah. This is gonna have Dengler second, but already guaranteed his promotion playoff spot. So good luck in the tournament. Ooh, Gerald, not sure what he tried to do there. Maybe he misread the board or misflipped that L. But that's gonna force him to burn a little bit early and give SV an edge here, and SV is going to take advantage of this, taking the lead and maintaining it at 68. No burns from SV yet, and he remains ready. Tetris for SV at 91. Gerald is clean and back to the game himself. Gerald at 36, SV at 91. Tetris for both SV at 59, Gerald, SV at 114, Gerald at 59. SV is still trying to go perfect, but has to be very careful not to destabilize the board too much. He's doing a nice adjustment on that J. The Lombard comes and he remains 6 Tetris in a row at 136. Gerald at 82, Tetris 4 both again, 102 for Gerald and 104 for Gerald, 159 for SV. SV remains playing very cleanly, but had to start burning as the board went a bit too unstable. He's gonna get a Tetris. SV right now and 185, Gerald at 129, so 2 Tetris and a half lead for SV. SV is adjusting Tetris for Gerald. I wonder when they're gonna send a bit of a misdrop there for Gerald. He adjusts to get the Tetris. I'm not sure what's the issue, if it's his controller or something not working quite right. SV and Gerald trying to get their game on. We got SV maintaining the lead at 234. Gerald best streamer for real. Did I put something on the title that indicated that? I think I put this I there for some reason. There we go. SV is a very good person too, though. Yeah, very cool players. I'm still thinking of the top 25 survey for this month. That's gonna be. I haven't received it yet, so I was wondering, because it's been pretty dynamic month with like Alex T's record and some players getting some top positions in CTL right now. For example, Division 1B has Alex T and Ibel winning on Division 1B, and Doug and Scooty Division 1C. So still 3-horse run between Dan, SV, and Gerald for those 2 spots in Division 1A, which we'll see tomorrow, I think, to wrap it up. SV in the lead at 374, Gerald at 323. SV is setting up. Tetris 4 SV 398, Gerald at 324. Gerald watching from his phone. It's kind of funny to watch the stream within the stream. Tetris from Gerald at 349. SV maintained the lead at 422. SV is setting up this game a bit high. Gerald at 350. SV 447. So SV building a pretty healthy lead here of 3 Tetris and change. Tetris for both again. And another one, 492 for SV and 418 for Gerald. We are approaching transition. Gerald is setting up, SV doing the same. That is for Gerald. Gerald at 441, SV 515. That is for Gerald. Gerald right now at 464, SV 538. As Gerald having to do some cleanup, so transition is approaching, and that was for SV to 561, early shift from SV, and that's gonna force him to clean up. An opportunity here for Gerald to catch up. 467 for Gerald, 570 for SV, so over 100,000 points lead as transition is approaching. 9 lines left for SV and 10 for Gerald, getting attached to 592. Looks like Tetris for Gerald. Gerald at 515, SV at 593. Tetris for Gerald. Gerald at 538, SV 596. That is for Gerald. Gerald right now at 562, LV 620 transitioning, and 562 transition for Gerald. Gerald running into some trouble as he couldn't get the S spin. He's gonna get Tetris ready. Tetris for Gerald 645, Tetris for SV 592. Gerald right now at Gerald right now at 643, SV at 723, Tetris for Gerald 669. Hey now. Gerald right now at 724, SV at 781. Tetris for Gerald at 754, SV gets Tetris to 810, Tetris for Gerald catching up 782. It's a very close one. Tetris for SV 739, 839, Tetris for Gerald 811, so less than a Tetris separating the players right now. Tetris for SV maintaining the lead at 868. Gerald is ready. And Gerald is ready to at 812, SV at 869. Tetris for Gerald at 843, SV at 871, triple for Gerald, Tetris for SV maintain the lead at 901, Tetris for Gerald 882, SV at 931, SV is ready, Tetris for Gerald 913 catching up, and SV is gonna get a Tetris to 862, needs an L, needs a lumbar. Oh, this is getting too dangerous for SV. SV is Tetris ready though, this is getting very risky as the lumbar is not coming. He managed to get the wall open, but Gerald is catching up already. 950 for Gerald, Tetris for SV, 1,000,003 getting the max out into level 26. It's a very close one. Tetris for Gerald 984 and another one to 1,017 taking the lead, but Gerald SV responds with a Tetris to 1,036. A pretty neck and neck game. SV is slightly behind in lines, but not much to compensate for the deficits that Gerald is pushing towards. Tetris for Gerald taking the lead, but SV responds to take the lead back. 1,106 from SV, 1,087 for Gerald. This is gonna get intense into levels 30, 29 and beyond. Gerald is ready at 1,088, going for room for 2 more Tetris as he couldn't get the square over, so this is gonna limit his space to work with. With only 1 Tetris left, he has to be careful. SV in trouble as we got only 4 lines left. Transition for Gerald at 100,139. SV needs to be very careful getting to the kill screen at 1,153. Needs to survive this with a very rough lumbar dependency, but he's getting some very good burns. Gerald at 1,213 is in the lead, and SV couldn't get further than 29, topping out at 1,159. Very close one. But Gerald was able to play the longer game and take his game number 1. GG. Let's give the point to Gerald and move on to the next one. Looks like Gerald feels confident in this game. We'll see how far he goes. I'm gonna give the point to. I'm gonna give the next seed, which is gonna be FB. Very close one. Gerald just catching up to SV starting level 26 or so. So was a very strong game from Gerald, from both players. In any case,